Yeah, I mean, so I watched that whole YouTube thing with Alex.
Yeah.
She did fine. She did a good job, but
seems like she recovered her reputation.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I get it's a very successful podcast. So Dave just wants to keep the money, but it's like, I mean, this fucking woman, whatever, was with the other woman having all these meetings behind their back, ready to jump, and I think she smelled that it wasn't going well, and she ran back. And now Dave is positioning it like she's the good one and the other one's the bad one. And I think that fucking is kind of rotten.
It's smart to do if the podcast is going to stick around.
Oh,
right?
no, I know, but I think it's disingenuous. Like, when
I think there's an element of truth to it, but I also think
what was she doing when she having these meetings? In the middle of a contract?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
she did come around eventually.
Cooper's trying to write a history that's more favorable to her.
Right?
I mean, why would you trust her, though?
I guess. But I'm saying she's going to do the podcast.
But I think if I had Dave on now, he'd be like, I don't trust her, but I don't care.
Right.
But I mean, it's such a weird, and again, Clancy says this, he's right. What do you think he would do if fucking Clancy did that? Or if somebody doesn't, some guy did that? There's no way he'd treat him the same. No fucking way. No chance.
My takeaway from listening to it was interesting to hear little moments, nothing that you could even make it stand out in audio, just little things she would say like, I mean, like Barstool obviously blew up the podcast. I mean, me and Sofia and Barstool blew up the podcast.
Right.
Like she couldn't give them 100% credit, which kept making me think she had more to do with that than she's.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, you think so? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I'm not saying that maybe she's more right. I'm sure she's a bigger reason why the show's successful, and this will be very successful. And they're going to push it again like crazy. But then a year from now, she's going to fuck him over and leave and take the IP with her? Just seems crazy to me. I don't know. It just seems very strange. Very strange.
Is that officially the deal, though?
I think so. Oh, I don't know. I thought that was the case.
I'm not sure that she does get the intellectual property now.
We'll find out. But I mean, I guess, or maybe we won't. But I watched and I was like, yeah, I get it. I get where she's coming from. But
she did a better job telling her side of the story than Sofia did.
For sure. Oh, no question. But I mean, I don't know what the truth is still.
Exactly.
I also think
why did you, she's kind of like, oh, we let Peter, like, well, you make it sound like Peter Nelson came in and brainwashed you.
It's evil.
Walter White. It seems like you were pretty, if you got some offer from a competing place you really liked, I have a feeling you'd be a little more open to it.
It'll also, what I think will be interesting is if it were a show like this, we'd probably be talking about it for a week. It'll be interesting to see Wednesday morning.
Nothing.
If it's, so I addressed the controversy on YouTube. You can watch that if you want. Now, here's this guy says, I want my girlfriend to finger my asshole.
Yeah, so
what do I do about it?
She didn't do it by herself Wednesday?
As far as I know.
Yeah, that's the indication that's been put out.
I mean, that show needs the energy of two people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you tape 3 hours and edit it down into 55 minutes, you can accomplish a lot.
And it seemed like the idea was originally just her.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but the other one was very successful.
Right, of course.
So,
but I mean, if the vision was that, then I guess it's possible. That
maybe it'll be great. I don't know, but I looked at it and I was like, I don't believe her. I just don't believe her. I just don't.
Right.
Not.
Yeah.
And again,
she's telling us the history that's favorable to her.
Right. And again, fuck do they care? I mean, the podcast is huge. Who cares? But I'm just saying. I was like, no, you're covering your ass. I'm sure there's some truth in it, but you ran back, and this idea that, and for a couple of weeks in between, I stayed out of the way and let them continue to negotiate. Well,
exactly.
Why would you step in the middle and be like, I want to fucking go back?
Although, you know what? Sofia had the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, everyone's looking at Alex like the golden child that tells the truth. Here's what really happened. And she didn't do it.
Well,
because she's gearing up for a lawsuit.
I was saying, I'm sure there's legal reasons.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure the Sofia girl is probably more wrong. I don't doubt that, but I don't believe. If I was Dave and Erica and they don't care because it's a really successful podcast, I suppose, I would be like, no, we're good. Thanks.
I think Sofia would be better off slinging some mud than gearing up for some lawsuit she's never going to win.
I guess.
Wouldn't you think?
Either way, she's fucked.
Honestly,
she just screwed herself out of half of the huge podcast.
She could have split the audience in half instead of everyone saying,
I don't think so. I don't think maybe, but I don't think it would be in half. I think the more people, I don't know.
60-40, whatever.
But it seems like more people. It seems like this girl's more the engine of the show anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think their loyalty is to call her daddy.
If she stays at Barstool and stays at Call Her Daddy, and they have the downloads and no one's gonna leave. You know what I mean? No one's
listeners, no.
So I mean, I don't know.
But she could have made it more of a war where it's like, hey, now it's Alex versus Sofia instead of just kind of like,
true.
I'm gonna reserve judgment. There are some things that are true. There are some.
And that may happen. That may, she gets desperate. That could happen. But then it'll be too late.
Yeah.
She does it 3 months from now. It's gonna be kind of like, oh, well, great. What'd you do? I don't know. I didn't, but I watched it, and I know people get manipulated. Everyone's like, oh, that's great, epic, fucking way to go. I'm like, well, all right. I'm sure she's telling some truth, but Jesus, I don't know why we're suddenly trusting her. But
So what happens with her contract now? Can they just keep her on ice and prevent her from doing any other kind of podcast? And she's technically still under an agreement.
Yeah, I
with
would
Barstool?
think. I mean, they'll come to some agreement. I would think. I mean, why not? Because, but I don't know how long that's going to take. And I don't know what she does. She does her own. They find some other girl with her, and where is it going to be? It's a fucking mess.
That'll be weird.
Stupid, fucking stupid.
I mean, you know, Wondery will try to do something.
Yeah, and it'll suck. It'll be half-assed. It's just a disaster.
It'll be her and a producer who has like a lesser voice on the show, but chimes in a little bit. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't even know how it works in the old one. But it sounds like that girl Alex was the lead voice, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I would call them.
Yeah, they were pretty equal from.
I'm not
from
going to pretend
my
that I listen all the
Yeah, I
time,
don't
but
know. I
they
have
seem
no
like
idea.
equals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. So there you go.